Quick little disclaimer, my audio sucks in this video. I'm very sorry. I'm currently working on 3 other videos at the same time that have a lot of files to them, and somehow in organizing those files, the audio for this video was lost. So I had to default to my camera's sucky onboard mic. However, I ordered a backup mic for my camera so this never happens again. If you are able to sit through the bad audio, I am so grateful. If it's too much for you to handle, I totally understand. The information about the changes to this series will be in the description, and I'll have a new video up next week. I've decided that in the future I am going to rebrand the Fixing Coordinate series. So this series started with me making a blindfold coordinate, and then I followed it up by fixing that coordinate because it was bad, because I didn't really choose it, it was a blindfold coordinate. And then I got the idea from that to take submissions and sort of fix coordinates of yours that you aren't happy with or that are kind of incomplete. And the series started off that way, but then as I've gone through, it's kind of evolved into just me choosing different coordinates or like more coordinates for you to wear and not necessarily fixing the original one. And I don't really feel comfortable continuing the series with this title because I just don't feel like I'm fixing your chords. I'm offering more suggestions. So I'm going to continue this Fixing Coordinates series up until episode 25. And the last one I think is going to be another update of your coordinates. So please send in any coordinates that you have fixed, since I'm not going to call it redemption. I'm still kind of figuring out the wording. If you have ideas of what I should call it, let me know in the comments. But for the sake of emailing me, if you are emailing me a coordinate that you have changed or another coordinate that you have made with my advice, just use the term redemption in the title so that I know what to look for. And in the future, no matter how I change this series or make a new series, I'm still going to check the keywords fixing chords, fixing coordinates in my email, because I know that people will watch my older videos and want to submit. I also want to start a new version of this series because I think for newer viewers, if they are to come into my channel and see that I'm on like episode 54 of Fixing Chords, it might be a little bit overwhelming and daunting. So I'm gonna keep doing this, but I want to continue this format of receiving your submissions and helping you coordinate Lolita because I really genuinely enjoy it. I love seeing all of your coordinates. I love helping you out. I love trying to think in different styles and with different motifs that might be out of my comfort zone. I've really enjoyed it and learned a lot from it. So that's the plan. I'm going to continue making Fixing Chords for a few more episodes. The last one, episode 25, will be another redemption episode, or the coordinates that you've made with my advice. And I will put in my community tab more information when I'm updating it, and in the next episodes I will continue to update you with information on how I'm changing it. Without further ado, let's get into your submissions. Hi Laura, my name is Janine, she, her, and I am a fellow Torontonian. Why was my instinct to say g'day? I'm not Australian. I've been experiencing an interesting phenomenon recently where I have discovered more content creators that I like across all different genres, but for some reason they're always Australian. There's a lot of talented content creators in Australia, and also Australia is suffering a lot of really bad flooding right now, so I hope that everyone is okay and safe for my Australian viewers, and I'll put more information about that in the description. I am so off topic. Okay, I recently got into Lolita fashion and put together my first and second cord using this JSK from Glittertail, which I am very proud of. I have attached both photos. However, I'm hoping to get more ideas of how to cord this piece, both OTT and more casually. I do face barriers to finding Lolita clothing pieces due to being plus size. Most pieces that are known as being plus size friendly still would not fit me due to my measurements, and any advice you have would be greatly appreciated. Thanks, Janine. Okay, let's take a look. Oh, this is so cute! Okay, so it looks like the overskirt is removable, which is very nice. That's a very cool option to have. You can also style that overskirt with other dresses, which is great for building a wardrobe. I think that this dress would look really cute with this mesh dress from Lady Sloth. I don't know if it's currently available. They will probably do another release of it if it isn't available, and I believe they have custom size options. I'm hoping that because this mesh overdress is open and you tie it up, that it's more likely to fit you. The one concern I would have is with the arms, but it's pretty stretchy, and they have plus size options, and I think they have custom sizing. I feel like if you message them, they might be able to do it, but I am just really obsessed with this over dress, and I have been looking for a piece like this forever, and I feel like it would really work with this dress, especially because the original one has that overdress kind of look. I would love to see this with more yellow or gold, specifically the yellow gold in the sparkles. I think that this would look super cute with a boater hat, this coordinate with the kind of shirt cutso. I think it might be a really fun experiment and challenge if you want to do this in an OTT way, to make a headpiece for it. So maybe with like a gold circle and some like clouds and like stars and sparkles hanging off of it could be really neat. I think you could have a lot of fun with making some sort of over-the-top headpiece to go with this, and you have so many fun colors to work with. If you haven't already, check out Cream and Sugar Lolita Cutsos. They might have an option for you or be able to do custom sizing. Kaneko Shop is really good for plus size and custom sizing. I think it would be really cool to style some sort of like mesh yellow in there, maybe a peignoir, maybe from like vintage shops. I know Glitter Tail has blouses that I believe are custom size, and they're a little bit expensive, but it might be nice to invest in one that you could wear with other pieces as well. I like the blouses that you are wearing with these. I think that they're really cute. Yeah, I just keep thinking yellow and purple would be really fun to bring to this, like a deeper purple. I hope that helps. I'm so stressed out to say your name. Zosia? Zosia? Hi Laura, my name is Zosia, and maybe you can help me with my pour coordinates. The first one, burgundy cord, was my first ever Lolita outfit. I bought this dress on Glitzy Wonderland. I don't really know what I should change in it. Maybe add some jewelry or different shoes. I don't have a lot of pieces that I can use for my coordinates, so I tried to find them in my local stores or at home. The second coordinate is also from Glitzy Wonderland. I like it more than the first one, but still something is off. As you can see, I tried to wear two different skirts with the JSK, but I don't know if it looks good. Maybe they should be a different color. I'm not showing my feet because I don't have any shoes that match this dress. Should I experiment with my hairstyle? Could you tell me which shoes would be best for this coordinate? Thank you very much for your help, Zosia? Why is there someone's head in a bookshelf? I think that this coordinate is fine, even with these boots. I would just change these socks out to maybe a sock color that matches the collar, some sort of cream tights or socks. But other than that, I actually don't mind these boots with it because the dress isn't too overly extravagant, or it's kind of a old school vibe to it. I like your hairstyle too. I think it's like a cute casual look. I think that if you wanted to incorporate more to it, you could just wear a beret with it, maybe a cream colored beret, cream colored tights. It might have a nice flow, or maybe a black beret over it to kind of balance the colors more once you change your tights. I think this would also be cool with a ruffly headpiece. I know I say that all the time with coordinates, but I think that would look really nice with this since it is just a solid color dress. I think you could also do this in like a more edgy way and maybe layer tights, have like a red pair of tights that matches the red in the dress, and then have a pair of black tights that you rip holes into over top of that, and then you could go in like a darker direction with this. You could have your hair down and kind of wavy, or maybe a longer wig that's wavy and have just like a ruffly headpiece, and it would give this kind of edgy punk look to it, and then those boots would work perfectly fine with it. I would love to see this with rocking horse shoes. I know rocking horse shoes are hard to get and kind of annoying to walk in, but I would love to see this with rocking horse shoes. I think that Mary Jane's would look cute with this. I don't know if I would necessarily put tea parties with this because I think the bows on them might be a little bit too like cutesy for this, but it also depends on how, if you style it in like a more cutesy way. I think that you could find a goth style bonnet on Etsy that would look really cool with this too. So I think that maybe the challenge you're having with this dress is because it's so high-waisted, the petticoat under, what, who's this person on the floor and why is there toilet paper in this picture? I'm so confused. So I think what you meant by skirts, I thought maybe you meant underskirts at first, but I think you're having trouble with the petticoat, and it's kind of difficult because this is such a high-waisted dress. It's difficult to fill out that shape, and I would just suggest looking for a more A-line petticoat and maybe not having it as poofy, and maybe wear it in more of like a sleepy, dreamy way. And also in the stock photo there's a pair of ears with a bunch of different like little clips on them, and I think that this might be cool to do up in a decora way too and kind of emulate those clips. You could even wear like a colorful blouse or colorful shirt with it. I do like how this looks with the bonnet, but I think it would be fun if you did space buns as well and maybe like a short sleeve blouse. And then you could put all those little decorations in your space buns. Shoes for this one, I am just thinking of everything from Cotton Candy Feet that's pink. That's rushing through my mind. Someone sent me a message for fixing cords and it just says, "Hi lots," and then sent from my iPhone, and there's no message in it. Well, first of all, I'm Lore. Secondly, where are your cords? This is so cool. Damien sent me a fixing coordinates submission, but it's drawn out. I really like this idea. This is so cool. I'm not actually sure if I'm allowed to use illustrated cords using real pieces, so feel free not to use this. But I'm working on putting together my first coordinate. I actually like this idea. I think it's really creative. I never would have thought to suggest something like that, but that's cool. I'm gonna use it. And I don't quite have the money to afford the whole thing yet. It's roughly $350 for the whole cord. Something about this doesn't feel quite right. I know I should use a wig to compensate for my short hair, but I'm a trans masked dude and long hair makes me dysphoric. I tried to get a bigger headpiece to make up for that, but I still don't feel quite right. Do you have any recommendations for a bigger headpiece I can use to keep a steampunk aesthetic without using a wig? I think I've mentioned before, but I honestly think that when you have short hair, that can be a statement piece in itself and you don't need to compensate with a big headpiece. I think that if you styled your hair in sort of like a, I'm imagining like Mad Max type of makeup and like messy short hair, and but like with a, I guess it wouldn't really go with this blouse. If you're gonna take my kind of edgy post-apocalyptic steampunk Mad Max idea, maybe get a blouse that's more like piratey. So maybe something that doesn't have as many, like there's bows on the sleeve, so maybe something that's just more floof, less bows. And then do like, you know, like dark smoky eye, like messy. You could even like get stickers that are gears and like put them on your face and then put like bronzer and blush over them and then take the gear off so you have like this machinery looking vibe. If you go with this existing coordinate, I would maybe suggest, I think this tricorn hat would suit the style, and you can get it made in different colors, including brown. I think the shape and size will work with your existing coordinate. More accessories would be cool too, like specifically steampunk accessories, a monocle, gears, mechanical parts, a muffler, I don't know. Also, I know Mad Max and Tank Girl are technically diesel punk. Listen, I'm a sweet Lolita. I'm trying my gosh darn best here. I think it would be cool to find like a purpley gray beret. If you have brown hair, I think that would complement nicely with the rest of this coordinate, or a cream one, or even the dark brown in this. And then you could incorporate more steampunk elements onto the beret by like putting clips on there. I also think it'd be really cool if you just have your hair, but then you wear like clamps on your ears, like different jewelry there. I hope that you found some helpful advice in here. If you have any advice for these lolitas, please leave it in the comments below. I am pretty much caught up in my email with fixing coordinates. If I have not gotten to yours, please resend it. The way that I go through them is from most recent backwards, and I try not to open them until I see them. I did receive a few after filming this. If you sent it in March 2021, don't worry about resending it. If fixing coordinates or fixing chords is not in the subject line, I might miss it, so you're welcome to send it again if I have not gotten to yours yet. The person who sent me a blank email, please send me your chords. I would love to help. Let me know your thoughts on my new updated, revamped possible series. Any ideas you have for it? Send in your coordinates to lovelyloreTopics@gmail.com, and as always, stay lovely.